All right, Aussie Night finally caught up with Josh Giddey. You've been sitting courtside at all these Summer League games, man. How's it feel? Different view than the last couple of years?
It is different. It's different from being on the court playing to now being on the sidelines watching the guys. But it's always a lot of fun being in Vegas. You get to see a lot of people throughout the NBA from all across the world. So it's a lot of fun being here, and it's great watching the guys.
I mean, you keep following the league. We know you see you up at 3 a.m. on road trips, following what's happening in the NBL. The NBL's become that destination for players to get drafted, players to get back to the league. Why is that?
I think, it started with obviously the younger guys and the Next Start program, with guys using that as a stepping stone as an alternative to college. But now you see guys like Xavier Cooks, Mitch Creek a couple years back, those guys making the leap as older guys to the NBA. So it's proven to be a legitimate pathway. It's getting a lot more recognition around the world. People are taking it very seriously. It's getting a lot of good imports. Ratings are going up. So everything about the NBL is just getting better and better. And as you said, I'm a big advocate for it.
You enjoy watching it on road trips? It helps when you 3 a.m. the time difference to tune in.
Yeah, that's when I do watch it. Whenever we're getting late night flight and the game's about to tip off and I'm about to go to bed, try to stay out for an extra round, catch the first half of a game. Talk
to me a bit about the Boomers. It's coming up, the green and gold, the chance to represent your country. There's nothing better, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, very excited. Obviously, never played in the senior team, at a World Cup or an Olympic Games, so it's been my first time. Team's obviously going to be very stacked. There's going to be a lot of good players that don't make it, which is a great problem to have, for Basketball Australia. So, very excited to get to camp in Cairns, and then, with the practice games in Melbourne, and then on to Japan. And as I said, my first World Cup, at any level of junior or senior basketball. So, very excited.
And lastly, the Aussie takeover in Vegas. I mean, we're seeing it tonight at this little thing put together by Daniel Moldovan. It's fun, right? The Aussies continue to grow, everyone on the connection. You can't go anywhere now at Vegas, let alone Thomas and Mack Centre, without seeing an Aussie.
No, exactly right. They're everywhere. Whether that's in hotels and restaurants and the basketball arenas, they're everywhere. And it's exciting for me to see every time I speak to an Aussie around Vegas or whatever's happening in America. It's great to see. And as I said before, it's not just the basketball players, but media, front office people, coaches are getting all types of opportunities, in the NBA and in America. And it's great to see. And this night's awesome to see so many Aussies that you don't necessarily get to see while I'm playing over here. So it's awesome to see, and Australia basketball is really being put on the map.
We love catching up with you. We love following how good you're doing. I've got to ask you two things. So lastly, rosters aren't finalised in NBL 24, but who's going to win it all?
Oh man, I think Melbourne. They got a good team.
Who's winning the AFL Grand Final? Because I know you've switched teams recently, but who's going to win the AFL Grand Final?
Collingwood.
Why'd you switch teams?
I'm close with Tommy Mitchell, and actually business partners, and he kind of brought me in through Collingwood, and we did a tour of the club, and I got close with a few of the other boys, and big fan of Nick Dacos, and I don't want to say Hawks aren't doing great, and that's why I left, but Collingwood flying. My mum and sisters are all Collingwood fans, so there's a number of reasons, and I love watching them play.
That's fair enough, and as an Adelaide Crows fan, as an Adelaide 36ers boy, I'm going to try my best over the next couple of weeks to swing it.
Not going to happen, but thank you.
Thanks for your time, buddy.
I appreciate it.